Hello from the darkness of the 120 studio. We're outside at the back of MTV, where I've been joined by Mark and Andy of Ride. Welcome back.
Hello.
To the show that's, well, you must be very familiar with. You've had you on loads of times, in fact. Just thinking about that, because this is my last interview for the show, I think.
Probably our last as well.
Now then. So we had you in 1990, playing in the studio. Young whippersnappers you were in those days, I remember.
Yeah.
With your wah-wah pedals and the wall of sound. And now we're back with a new album.
Acoustic guitars and water.
And a new sound, yeah. New sound. So how do you feel about it? Have you got enough space between yourselves and Carnival Light to be able to assess it as a record yet?
It's a good third album. It's a good, we had to do something really different to break ourselves off from what was happening with the first two.
Yeah.
If we'd have gone for the obvious, we'd have probably just sort of sunk down into some kind of musical swamp. But we just wanted to make something really, really beautiful, you know, really beautiful sounding album.
Yeah. That you'd be proud of and something you'd really into.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of, we took a lot of time last year just writing the songs and things, which was good. And I mean, with this one, it's sort of, I don't know, it's just sort of formed into like lots more than we expected when we actually got in the studio with Lecky and people. So yeah, but even now it's kind of like, I want to do the next one now.
How do you assess the first two albums for yourselves? How do you feel about them now, individually and as a band? Would you say?
I think they all. I mean, at the time it was, you know, it's quite a sort of hectic time in a way because they were albums that were sort of in the public eye in a sense. You know, I mean, it wasn't like. And I think every certain parts of them are still, you know, really into. But you know, I don't know. It kind of seems weird looking back and listening back to a lot of the stuff now.
I suppose that must have been a blur period. I remember, I think we talked about that at the time last time, because you just suddenly were on this whole roller coaster momentum.
You're always about 3 or 4 months ahead. You know, once the album's in the shop, you don't want to listen to it anymore. You don't even want to think about it.
Yeah.
The problem is for us is keeping interested in the last stuff long enough to, you know, be into playing it live and before we're on to our next thing.
Next record, next songs. All right. Well, we'll take a look. Not that far back, but leave them all behind. I think we'll take a look
That's
at that.
all right.
Right here in 120 minutes, what these two members of. You obviously deliberately decided, you know, this is the third album, we want to do something different, and part of that process was sort of going for a more serious producer, I suppose, as well.
Go for a producer like that, rather than just a guy who was going to engineer it.
Yeah.
We just, the first couple of albums, we produced ourselves because we were confident enough to do that. But I think the more you do, the more you realise that you do need someone with an objective viewpoint that will tell you if what you're doing doesn't sound good. Yeah. But you've got to trust them. So it's a hard choice.
So how did you settle on Georgie Boy? This first man you went with. How do you say his surname?
Draculius.
I'm glad you said that, not me. George Draculius. How did you settle on Georgie to work with originally?
I suppose the original sort of thinking behind it was someone that, I mean, you know, when we started thinking of producers, I guess my sort of main idea was someone to really bring out the live sort of element of the band, because I think that was something that was maybe missing in the past. I just felt if we could get someone to bring that out, then we'd be on our way to a classic record. Right. And I just like what, you know, he did with the bands that he's worked with, and how he sort of, the records that he was involved with were exciting, basically.
So it was like Black Crows and people like that.
Yeah.
I just wanted someone with a beard and a lot of fat, someone with a lot of weight about him.
Yeah. A heavyweight producer.
Yeah. In the literal sense of the word.
Yeah.
So he came in quite early on to work on arrangements and stuff with you, didn't he? With the songs, and then he just got too busy, or you weren't happy, or what?
Well, we met him for the first time in LA, brought him back to England a month or so later to rehearse, and that's when the album really, you know, took shape. That's when it became kind of a light, you know, those 12 songs. Right. Then he went back to work on an album with Dan Penn, who was the guy who wrote Dark End of the Street. Right. Which probably took precedence in George's head over us, who were just, you know, limeys.
Yeah.
And then he was aiming to get around to us at the beginning of '94,
Right.
which was kind of too late. So we
Yeah.
we got together with John Leckie in November
Right.
and finished it all off pretty much before Christmas.
So what the recording was with John Leckie, but the sort of arrangements were with
Yeah.
George.
Well, I mean, for me, it sort of worked out well to have that sort of George's influence early on during the sort of time of getting the songs together,
Right.
and then to actually finish it off with John Leckie, who's got that sort of English pop sensibility sort of
Yeah.
down to a T.
Made some great records.
Yeah.
And he
So-
shaves as well.
And he shaves it, not beard, he's not fat. All right, well, we'll take a look at the first single, in fact, that was released from the album. This is Ride. The song which I believe Alan McGee, he put a bit of a comment on that one, which must have put a bit of pressure on you. Was it, as far as Creation Records were concerned, a landmark recording?
That's healthy pressure.
Yeah.
It's good to give someone like McGee saying something like that about your tracks, because he always said it about other people's, and you always thought, well, why doesn't he say it about us? So,
Right.
in the end, he did.
Right. So it was a good feeling then. It wasn't like, oh my God, here we go. Now we've got to live up to this one then. What you-
No.
It's just a sort of normal thing he says anyway.
Got things that he lived in. But presumably your relation with Creation is good anyway. It's been a good label to you, haven't they?
Yeah, we have a really, relationship with Creation is the same as a relationship with Alan, really, because that's what he is.
Yeah, he
you
is,
know,
indeed.
he embodies it, and he's just one of the greatest guys I've ever met. So that's got to be a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the actual songs then on the album, 12 songs as you say, 11 written between yourselves. But very much, I mean, I noticed like your songs are like towards the first half and then your songs towards the second half.
Yeah.
Was this a conceptual thing? Or?
No, not really. I mean, we sort of tried a few different arrangements with sort of, you know, song arrangements and where they should all go. And I don't know, in the end we just picked something that we felt just flowed the best from start to finish. And that's sort of how it worked out, really.
It's
So,
just like a voyage from Mark to me.
yeah, that's the concept.
Good. And in between the Creation
Yeah.
pop up along. How did that one
Yeah.
come around as a track? Were you familiar with it before or as a song?
Well, I bought the CD for George while we were in America
Right.
because we were just going shopping and you know he wanted to hear something English that we liked, so I just got that. And we didn't really think of it as being a possible cover, but then he said, well, you should do that track. How does it feel to feel? Because it would suit you. And first time we tried it, it really did suit us, you know, and it brought something out that wasn't there before, you know, some kind of just a trashiness that we hadn't got in any other song on the album.
Right.
So
It was one that had to be.
yeah.
Yeah,
Was the thing. And they've got back and made more records, haven't they, or something?
yeah, they're back together, and it's phase 2.
It starts again 25 years later. So for yourselves, you must be locked into it now. You go off on tour. I know you've got a UK tour lined up. And then does that go on to be Planet type of stuff, and round you go again?
No, we're not doing any Planet tours this
No,
time.
no.
We're doing a little bit of touring, but if it gets too much, we've got our foot on the brake just to say
Right.
no more. We're going to go from the studio again pretty soon as well.
Right. So you weren't just teasing me. You definitely got the urge to go and
Yeah.
make some more music straight
Yeah.
away. Oh, great. Well, I look forward to hearing that. Thanks for talking to us again. I'm pleased
Okay.
that my last interview for 120 was with somebody I was there in the early days with.
Cheers, Paul.
Thank you. How does it feel to feel right?